Don't let any of those things get away, Morty. If their DNA ggets into Earth's food chain...
This is commentary. My name's Dan Harmon.
I'm Justin Roiland for commentary time.
Need a species sterilized.
I'm Erica Rosby.
The writer.
And I'm Sarah Carviner. Writers.
And Mike McMahon, producer.
Rick!
Sarah and Erica, we call them the twins.
And I played the train.
Their own press release.
Get him out of here.
This is the Vindicators episode, and I think it's kind of a rare thing that the writers in question, Sarah and Erica, this was your pitch, this premise, right?
Every 10, Rick...
Yeah, but
To
it was
do an
also-
Avengers thing.
Damn
It was, we pitched to do an Avengers thing, but it was heavily inspired by McMahon's pitch.
Okay.
So
Wait, okay.
equal sharing of
Maybe
the
I was
pitch.
wrong.
Well, I think Sarah and I started talking about Rick and a girlfriend and some sort of different aspects of that, right? And it was like,
Yeah, and how he would, and we liked the idea of him fucking a superhero.
yeah.
There
spiral.
is a huge casualty of this episode, or however you want to view it, which it's one of those things where sometimes shit that gets stripped out of an episode is so big and cool that it's probably going to end up being its own episode.
Yeah.
But hey, you bought the DVD, you listen to the commentary, you've earned it.
By the way, this is a collectible, not a DVD.
The B story of this episode, which went away, was going to be that Morty wanted to revisit the Iron Man suit from the Purge episode because he had a crush on a Vindicator that's not even in the episode anymore. Who, when the last time they did Vindicators, was Arrow Girl, and who has since become Arrow Woman or Quiver.
She became Quiver, the sexier
Quiver.
She's
adult
gone
name.
through the change. Girls mature faster than boys, and it was an amazing story. I fucking loved it. And Morty makes Rick give him back the I shouldn't call it an Iron Man suit. Call it
The
power
purge suit. Purge suit.
Mech suit?
The power suit's been
Yeah, power
upgraded
suit.
for Morty's own safety to have an AI in it, a Jarvis, if you will. The Jarvis and Morty and Quiver end up having a love triangle. It's an amazing story. We spent most of our time breaking it.
Yep.
And what's left over when you pull it out of an overbloated episode is Saw meets Avengers, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it is a huge tragedy.
Yeah, because the Saw meets Avengers thing was supposed to sort of be the beast. Like that was
Yeah,
supposed
that
to be
was
the
supposed to be the
smaller,
story.
Yeah.
jump back and forth, have a quick little beat with them, and yeah, I remember getting a script. I was at GDC and I was reading it and I was fucking crying, laughing. I was reading it on my iPad and I was like, this is so fucking good. And then I realized I was getting closer to page 40, and then all of a sudden I'm past page 50. And I'm like, no. And then it sort of peters out around page 55, and it's like they're still in. The third act wasn't even. You know what I mean? It was like they're still in the fucking.
And then you threw your
caves.
gold chalice on the ground, and you were like, "Here I am at the Game Developers Conference. I can't believe they're not writing it the way I want."
No, it wasn't that. It was just that the feeling was more like, this is so fucking good, and I was laughing so hard, and I was crying. And then the next place my mind went to was like, how can we how can we do all this?
And then we didn't. We got
we
this.
didn't.
But this is great.
It's not the first time that's happened. I mean, there's a lot of B stories that'll end up becoming A stories in a different episode. But it sucks because you got your gender balanced writer room, and the peak of the fantasy had to be like, we're writing a love triangle where we have these observations about what it's the guy's observations about quote unquote cock blocking, girls' observations about like being it was and all wrapped in this awesome like Iron Man suit story.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fucking
yeah.
great, and then it all got amputated.
Because, ultimately, her decision to be with the suit, that was the right one. And you were completely behind it. You're
Yeah.
like, Morty does not deserve her by the end of the
Yeah.
episode.
Morty could not keep up sexually with the suit at all.
Right.
No.
And it wasn't because the suit and the girl were a perfect couple, by the way. It was because whatever they'll get divorced 20 years.
Yep.
Anyways, all right, let's talk about the episodes we did right.
Hey, Sarah and Erica, do you guys remember superheroes that didn't make the final cut? Because I love these guys, but you had a lot.
gosh.
There
that were in
was
it.
like 3 stretchy dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Reach.
Oh, there was a in the very early days there was a character that was like a girl, two girls like sort of Siamese twinned together. Do you remember?
Yeah, there was,
And one of them was like really like fit and attractive, and the other one wasn't, and it was sort of like this weird like they're stuck together. I don't know where we would have.
They were kind of like the incest joke version of the ambiguously gay duo show, because it was a brother and sister who thrived in each other's life force. There
was also a grandma who
was knitting.
Yeah, the knitting lady.
Guys, this is the fucking one of those like final 11th hour like can we add a joke here moments.
Yeah, as many times as I question Justin, and then my lesson is I need to wake up to Justin. Oh, let's talk about the diarrhea though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, God. So we had this staged completely differently.
Look at it.
And then I preemptively, knowing that S&P wouldn't go for it, had Brian Newton restage it to what you just saw, and there was no shit anywhere because S&P.
I'm so sorry.
And then we were like, this is not making any sense. We need to put shit in there. And we came full circle, and I was kicking myself. And I wish we would have never changed that.
It was probably green shit or something at some point, too,
It's
right?
gonna be orange.
They love it when you change colors.
Yeah, it was red shit.
This is Christian
Blood red.
Slater. Christian Slater did this voice. I was one of those things where I was in New York. He's based in New York, and it was literally me, him, and an engineer alone. I had to just show up.
That's great.
Hungover and met Christian Slater for the first, maybe last time of my life, and really weird, like amazing. Like he was.
That's literally the plot of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Slater represents the kind of Tony Stark-esque character. It's like, well, if Morty, what if Morty had access to other characters that were magnificent, but they were better than Rick?
Gun turret.
Are you all right?
This episode looks so good, you guys. Can you believe this stuff we're seeing? That train?
I mean,
Well, I remember when we were writing it too, we were just laughing at what we were making the animators do.
I'm
like,
so
oh, she's
proud
gonna be
of-
made of space.
We had to invent a bunch of superhero characters, and it's weird. I don't know if you're. It may not make as much sense to like somebody that's not like a comedy writer or something, but it's like. There's a way to do this where it's like this fucking spoofy Yankovic-y way. No offense to Weird Al Yankovic. I just mean like yeah, you could do like the host of like parody superheroes. It's been done. We all get it. Like we really wanted to actually just create our own superheroes that were viable superheroes.
That's awesome.
Not making fun of them, but so that we could use that as a straight line to tell a story.
Yeah.
And so we had to really like spend a long time like trying to create comic book characters that felt like we'd be into that comic book. And the one I'm most proud of is Million Ants.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up
I
with
think
that.
Dan Guterman did a lot of work with
Yeah.
Sarah and Erica on these guys.
Well,
I
Million
fucking
Ants
love
used to
Million
have
Ants.
a sidekick that was 3 ants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they all had sidekicks at one point.
God.
So it was Million Ants.
Oh,
and
that's
3
right.
ants.
They all had sidekicks. Yeah. God
Morty
damn.
and the sidekick saved the day.
Right, because Morty
Yeah.
and the sidekicks were the B story. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope
God,
that's
we
too
have so
frustrating
many
for-
drafts of this.
But guess what? Vindicators 4.
But this was in there
yeah.
from the beginning.
There was also a D story of a pneumatic tube that moved Worldender from scene to scene.
Oh,
and
where
his
he was
body
dead.
Yeah.
Where Rick thought he was alive, but he was just a corpse.
Yeah, the
like,
Rick
like
on the
dancing,
screen
like-
kept talking to him like he thought he would be answering back, like he had lines
Oh
written.
God,
Yeah, he didn't realize his trap.
There was so much shit. I mean, ultimately, 55-page, 60-page script for a 22-minute show is just always. It's like, shit.
But I love Alan Rails because that again was started from the assumption of we need a Batman type character, and what does that really mean? So you either go, oh, he's Mouse Man, he's Kangaroo Man, he's whatever. No, the really important thing is, oh no, he's the vigilante, the mostly
brooding.
human character. He's the Punisher. He's the guy that people who don't like men in tights with capes, they gravitate to his comic book.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's Alan Rails, and he doesn't even have a superhero name. He just kicks your ass. We arguably spent so much time on that that we didn't figure out how to work
Really
the. Okay, so this was the most difficult thing on the planet was getting Justin Roiland,
It wasn't me. It wasn't my
who
fault.
voices a
Just drunk
character.
You're talking
yeah.
who's
to be
always
drunk.
drunk.
To be
Yes.
drunk.
To voice the
I'm not
version of
always
him.
drunk.
Oh shit! Usually half drunk when he voices Rick. Rick is always drunk. The episode is about Rick getting so drunk that his drunk version of himself is a different character.
Yeah, he's-
So the question is, do you have Justin act more drunk? Do you have Justin get more drunk? What do you do? The answer is none of the above, but do it 90 times.
Yeah, I mean, the first round, I kind of felt. Well, you were saying it felt a little too actory drunk, which I don't disagree with. I was like, yeah, and I don't want to. I want to do it so it feels real. Like that's important to me, and I try really hard when I'm doing this stuff to.
I like Drunk Rick's drawings of those heroes. Like he really
Yeah.
put in the effort.
Those are fucking great.
He colored them in.
But I would say from the actual drunk record that we did, like, does anyone have any idea what percentage of that actually made it in? I know a healthy percentage of it. Like it wasn't all for nothing. I'm pretty sure that like 40 to 50% of that particular session.
It was just tough, is what we're saying. I think we used some of it. We're all heroes.
I don't think anyone wants to commit to how much or how little was used.
One of the weird things was the decision that, like, oh, in a Saw type movie or a serial killer movie, you need the detective who's an expert in the character. Okay, that's gonna be our mind hunter in this episode is Morty, by virtue of how much Morty knows that Rick is an alcoholic. I remember that
I
taking
love
a
this
lot
scene.
of.
This is a favorite Erica bit that she came up with of the boots flying his entrails. You did.
Yeah,
You
you
think
did.
I did? No, you did.
That was Becker.
It is amazing how much we thought of like, can Rick get trapped somewhere? And then like, oh, if you try to get out through a ceiling vent, you get chopped up, so now they're stuck. And then it ends up just being like, I just kind of believe if the walls are made of bones, they're stuck, you know?
Yeah.
There was also so many more violent bits that it was sort of like when it came down to it, it was just too violent for some reason, which we never really thought that would happen. But then, yeah, it's sort of like things pared back and
It kind of all became like one note.
Yeah.
Well, I remember this episode, like breaking it, talking about it. Like I kept getting triggered, as they say. But an issue I have where it's like, it's not like I don't want something to be a certain amount of violent. It's about I'm always trying to ride like the message you're sending emotionally to the audience, which is like, are you gonna say to them that nothing matters to the point where they may as well be watching a different show, or are you gonna say to them nothing matters to the point where they absolutely need to keep watching this show? And then there's like, and that's where it comes down to like, if someone explodes as a joke, it's a very nuanced tightrope to walk.
Yeah.
On Dorian 5.
Because they pull in.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed.
If you want the former, stay tuned for the next interdimensional cable episode that may or may not happen.
I love in the background of those Rick drunk scenes, you can see all of the stuff, like the leftover art supplies and crap is great.
From orbit like that.
Yeah, that's actually, by the way, that background is a redress of the personal space warehouse.
Oh, really?
From Interdimensional Cable 2. Get out of my personal space.
This might have been a Ridley joke.
This was absolutely a Ridley joke. Yeah.
Well, you mean the general Israel thing?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Because I think Ridley was like, "How are you gonna go there?"
Okay.
But what was someone else's joke for sure was Israel, like her pronouncing it that way. I think
Israel?
Like, that was
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't know. That was just more me drawing on. I think
He wants what's best for
I thought that was my idea. Was
Oh,
like,
There was the drunk talking about
was
it.
Yeah.
because we had to go through this list of like, oh, why would Morty be the expert? And the
Yeah.
answer is because there's minutia to dealing with an alcoholic
drunk
caretaker.
Rick.
And one of the things is, oh, he always starts going on about Israel.
And Israel Palestinian conflict, and like, who knows what the fuck.
Well, then later in the season, he deals with it too.
Yeah, and then that's true.
all
He
perfectly
fucking
planned.
he fucking solves it. and not because he bitches about it when he's drunk, but he doesn't do anything, and then he eventually is driven to solve it just to spite the president.
And you know why?
Fucking
Because
hilarious.
there's a version of Rick that was 25 years old in a world where there was an Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and it bummed him out, like before he invented teleportation and before whatever happened to him happened to him.
I am really
Hashtag his fake origin story may be real.
This is a scene that lasted through a lot of drafts for you guys.
Yep.
Right?
Basketball survived. Well, because the idea was that Rick got so bored planning saw traps that he was whatever 3-point contest, and that just lived forever.
Yeah.
Oh, there used
Yeah,
to be
because we
like
all laughed when someone said it. They're just
Yeah.
he just has them do a 3-pointer contest.
Yeah, it's like he's just getting lazy.
And that's all, like, it's like a classic drunk thing to be like, I'm just gonna rest my eyes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Remember there was a room with like he was gonna fill with sharks and stuff too, but it was just like
Yeah.
empty and there was a dead shark in the corner and the room was open.
Yeah, and they had no. And you mean that the way out was open?
Yeah, and it was just like
Oh.
a sad, like half-assed built.
When you walked through all of the triggered traps,
that would've been-
and
that would've
dead
been a
animals.
funny-
Yeah.
That was just a funny, quick gag. It's like.
But this episode has a million, it accomplishes a lot. We haven't even gotten to that amazing. We haven't talked about Noob Noob yet.
Great. It would have been great if we had kept that and they walk in the room. There's dead sharks everywhere, and like clearly the tank has a big crack on the bottom.
like-
Yep.
And then there's the doors open. There's no screen that comes down. They all kind of just look at each other and go,
Oh,
okay.
fuck. I forgot the biggest thing of all.
What?
That originally, the whole thing was guided by a pneumatically transported, allegedly unconscious dude.
Oh yeah. We
Right.
talked about that. Yeah.
Who Rick had accidentally killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his body's
so his
disintegrating.
body parts were just like going around because
he had a top hat and a cane.
Yeah.
And then why
there was a musical number that wasn't working because his body was dead because drunk Rick
Yeah.
had created this theme park. So you're like, we're in the hands of a madman, which is like, it's us subverting the Saw trope too, because Jigsaw knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Rick doesn't.
Yeah. And just that amazing back and forth between Rick going, well, I don't know about that. What do you think, World Ender? And is it like nothing?
And
Yeah,
that's when
it's
everyone panics because they're like, Jesus Christ, this thing is broken down. This is Michael Crichton meets Saw.
Oh, World
Wasn't
Ender.
there a delivery man thing too,
The
guys?
pizza delivery.
Yeah,
man
there
at
was
the end.
a guy who'd brought in him drunk food that was going to be the secret to busting them out because
Oh,
somehow the guy with chicken nuggets figured out how to get in, and so the sidekicks were going to use that to figure out how to bust
Yeah.
them out.
I never liked that. That always felt like
Now we know why that died.
too Deus Ex
Look at that!
Machina.
Look at that top-notch animation on Ant-Man walking in there. Did you see that? Rewind that if you want to see.
Guys, that felt too Deus Ex Machina.
Listen,
let's,
Ant-Man-
let's cut the
Ant-Man-
logic in a minute.
Ant-Man was incredibly difficult to animate.
Well, not for that last shot. Someone set a keyframe on the x-axis and fucking set it to
Oh, no.
He just slid in like a Monopoly character.
Oh man, you can't win them all.
Well, especially when you write the script too slow. Yeah, it's all our fault. I'm not
Meanwhile, her little balls are still orbiting, and she looks great. There's like different color hair under her hair.
You could write that with a procedural script.
I've done like 10 of them.
Dan does these on the weekend.
We're coming into the area where Dan learns animation.
But I do love
We
Billy.
really are, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. So we need to let Dan just do an interdimensional cable cartoon. Just
On his own?
Use the tools you're using, and we'll just put it on.
But now coming up here with this Morty denouement, whatever you want to call it, it's a frequent thing in Rick and Morty. You have to create something that would be at home in like, I don't know, an NBC sitcom as a third act, and then you have to fucking undercut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and you have to do it without being formulaic and jumping with shark. It's like, and
He worked so hard on this.
the reason it works is because if you've ever, that's the point of having an alcoholic guardian, is like it's never going to be official. This person doesn't love you, and it's never going to be official that they love you. You're always going to get sucked in to the extent that you aren't able to unplug your heart. And that's why I love that we fucking keep doing this.
Yeah, this is such a good surprise, especially because we haven't seen Noob Noob for so long.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
totally unexpected.
But he's like a character that you see and you're like, I want to watch him the entire episode.
Yeah.
The key phrase here for the Aykroyd brain is like when he says, "I love you, Noob Noob, all 95 pounds of you," or whatever. So we realize, oh, Rick, for all his talk, he just set that plate to be the same weight as
Yeah.
Noob Noob. And,
Wait, does he actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never even.
Yeah.
Morty weighs
my
the same as
God.
Noob Noob.
Yeah.
Morty's giving the face.
So
my
Rick
God.
designed a platform that would have blown them up if Noob Noob hadn't been placed on the platform. He didn't care if Morty lived or died. He didn't know Morty was ever going to make it.
Yeah, I don't even think he assumed Morty would be joining them on this mission, did
No,
he?
yeah. He thought for sure Noob Noob would.
How does he
Oh,
know
it's so
Noob
fucking
Noob's
funny.
exact weight? Like, what happened in their last adventure?
that part-
He probably just sized him up. He just sized him up.
Yeah.
He's a little,
He's
little
Rick's
dude.
good
Yeah.
at
He doesn't-
guessing weight.
He has an eye
No,
for
give
that.
or take. It's,
He knows how many jelly beans are
I
in the
love
jar.
this conversation
always
they're
wants
having while they're being choked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a theme like we've said a couple times in these commentaries, like, oh, Rick and Morty are on the same page,
Yeah.
which is always a little satisfying. It's hard to write them when they're on the same page, but it's also
It's
cool.
fun to see. I mean, I can always riff them on the same page, you know, like
You can't leave either.
Can you
yeah.
do it right now?
Do it.
Okay, let's see.
My love.
Hey Morty, I know you're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna go.
gonna like it.
We're on the same,
You're already fucked
we're on
up.
the same
No, no,
page,
no,
Rick.
no,
Oh,
you were-
jeez.
Morty, you're not gonna like this, but I gotta rip up your teddy bear. There's something I hid inside of it.
Okay, great. Sorry. I shouldn't get involved. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh wait.
Look at that hobo in the back.
This
Can't
is
riff
this is
over
logic.
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 yeah.
Magic.
America's nicest man.
Logic.
Yeah, the nicest rapper that ever.
Logic's fucking insanely talented. It's scary.
Yeah, the fact that Justin knew him and that he came in to do this rap, like then I became friends with him and I'm like working with him now and like doing a show with him.
Isn't he the fucking best?
He's,
Like,
so
just-
great, so professional, so fucking.
I just love the guy, and
And
he's so goddamn talented.
One
and
of his
music
fans
is so good.
is one of the. Did you see little Stairman in there from the
Yeah.
Thirsty Step?
Yeah.
And,
Must have gotten
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I
No, I'm
like it.
No, I mean, like Rick, of course, like Rick probably, you know, just portal guns with all within 10 minutes and just fucking plucks people from all of these weird
He
places.
doesn't know who Noob Noob is. I fucking love that, you guys. This is a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
If you don't like this episode,
Noob?
fuck you.
Who the fuck is Noob?
This episode's
Noob.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a good episode, guys.
But it would have been better if it was written by men.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, you know, come on.
Because then it would have included that amazing sentimental love triangle story that we ripped out because women writers were on it.
Yep. Ruined it
Yeah.
all.
We tried. I mean, you know, the real problem is we got to the radio play and listened to it, and we were like, this is 27 minutes long. We are fucked. I really wanted a Noob tag. I'm just gonna say, like, I really.
We'll do a whole Noob episode.
No.
man.
I don't want to do a Noob episode. I just wish we would have checked in on Noob here. I wanted him to be in the doctor's office with pink eye, from cleaning up all of Rick's shit with that mop. But it's like super pink eye, you know?
Well-
It's like, oh fuck,
Yeah, but then what's the twist?
I don't know. We could have worked on one.
We've been over this.
I
Thanks,
know, I
everybody.
know.
I'm
See ya.
Bye.